So we're asked by people to explain or share with them the questions that we use to measure our employee engagement and employee satisfaction. And we'll share what our current questions are. But we think maybe a more important question is, so based on what we learned, how are we driving the culture, and how are we driving the engagement through what we're doing with the culture? And to kind of kick it off, I'm going to share what we use, our ETW tool to track that. And Karen, if you want to kind of share a perspective around that while I get this up, that would be great.
Sure. Now, what you're going to be looking at is what we use to drive our management organization. And with that, we have chosen what we think is the most important metric that says that we are really winning, what's really happening in our organization. We believe that that's the employee experience, because with good leadership and a good culture, you are automatically going to get the results that you're looking for in your business. So what you're looking at here is what we consider our most important number, the employee experience. We started off the year with a goal of 4.7, I think. Looking at continuing that, 4.7 out of 5. So we had some pretty high standards for ourselves, and we wanted to make that 4.8 by the end of the year. As you can see, we were doing pretty well. And as we came along, we had a dip, and that the dip really happened for a couple of reasons. One was a real strategic member of our team was having some significant issues personally, and that of course was affecting her work, and that of course started to affect the rest of the team. I will let you know though, that dip really, while it looks terrible there, is still only at 4.5 out of 5. So that's still quite a good score. Even in that turmoil, we were doing pretty well. What we also noticed, in addition to that, was our meetings and our work with the employees was starting to become very much task-oriented and not very relational. And what is so important for people to really feel part of the community, feel valued, and that they're really contributing to the overall whole is that relationship piece. So what Cris, our COO, did with these meetings was started on a new path. One of the things that was part of that was switching to a mind methodology in how we ran our meetings and how we tracked our progress. And that also started right at that same time. So Cris, if you could tell us a little bit about what you did to change up your meetings and the reaction to the change in format with your team.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. So, um, well, to give you like an overview and comparison of what I did before and after. So before it was, I know it was a bit boring because I feel it, I can sense it, right? It's more task focus in the sense that we're just detailing what's our priorities for the week. The change was when we did the mind meeting was where we started off with a very light check-in, and then after that we focus on the main goal, like our goal for the quarter, and based on the goal of the quarter, what are the existing projects that are ongoing, the status, and where do they struggle. So I'm more focused on what kind of help they need from me or from us, and that resulted to a more collaborative meeting, that resulted to a lighter meeting and at the same time more focus on the goal, not really task one, task two. It focuses, it ensures that we're aligned with what we're trying to reach at the end of the quarter.
But
So
Cris, you also
that's
did
a big change.
something really unique though. You instituted starting, what did you do to start off your meetings?
Yeah, so we started it with a game. So like every week there's somebody assigned to facilitate the game. So it can be charades, it can be Pictionary,
And
and
this is with an
sometimes
all remote team, correct? You're all doing
Yes,
this virtually.
yes.
Yep.
So like versions of charades and other games, we turned it into a virtual game. And then it actually helped us, everyone's smiling. Well, we're even if after the game we're doing, we're discussing the goals, everyone's everyone is smiling compared to like the before the that change. Everyone was so serious. Everyone doesn't I mean, no one wants to like share their struggles. I'm not sure if they're afraid or but everyone is motivated to like share their struggles and their experience, even their wins.
Mm,
So like they wanted
And
to share their accomplishments.
mhm,
Yes,
mhm,
Karen.
mhm.
and that's what creates the community. Tom, would you just put that
Yeah.
back up there so people can see the difference in the scores after that was instituted versus even even before the other issues that we were dealing with? I
Mhm.
mean, even if we take out that dip with the issues with the employee
Yes.
and such, even compared to where we were before, it's a significant difference. We're now, our last one was at 4.9 out of 5, so we're pretty excited about
Yeah.
that.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
so with that, I think, just to kind of keep moving along a little bit, did you want to mention anything kind of about our drivers here, Karen, and give a little perspective on those?
Yeah, the drivers are the things that we really are putting the most of our effort into. So really the majority of our efforts, and that identifies our priorities, of course. So we're looking at if we're really going to move the needle, for example, on the employee experience, what is going to have the most impact? That would be, as we've chosen, intentional culture, of course, the quarterly goals and the management process and the financial process that are kind of undergirding that success as well. So
Mhm.
those drivers that we have are those categories of work that if we leverage them well, will impact that most important number, in this case, our employee experience, the greatest. As Cris mentioned, accomplishments are a real motivator. So making those quarterly goals, to making sure that management process is supporting what the employees need to be able to achieve their goals is really invigorating and encouraging back into that cycle.
Cool.
Cris, maybe you could share some of the questions that we ask.
Sure. Yeah. So every
You-
month
you-
we send.
you- Go ahead. Can you
Sorry.
share the file or do you just want to speak to them?
Um, it's on Excel. But I can probably just explain to you
Okay, that's fine.
a few questions. Yeah. So basically we do monthly surveys to our team. And of course, it would be nice to if we, change our questionnaires from time to time. But normally, what we ask is number one, how do you feel when you come into work? So we want to know if they're excited, motivated, or yeah, just to test if they're doing good. Next is, would you recommend working here to your friends? So they have to rate it 1 to 5, 5 as the highest, right? And then another question is, there's honest communication in this company from top to bottom. So we wanted to know if they feel that they could, reach out to us and, um, tell us what they need. There's also, I'm paid well for the work that I do. So that's part of the question. And then I have another is, I have everything I need to do well on my job. And then another question is, I'm happy with the benefits with the company, which the company provides. Another is how strongly I know the company's mission inside and out. Lastly, this is actually like not not rate from 1 to 5, but we ask them question that they could type in their answer. What changes you would like to see in our team or company? So those are you know um, the top questions that I usually ask during our monthly survey. And I uh, the method or the application that I'm using to do the monthly survey is actually integrated here on the Teams, Microsoft Teams that we're using. So it becomes like an interactive survey using our own our own Microsoft Office. So it's called Poly. If you want, I can, show you very, very quick.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what do you call this? Uh, Here's Poly. So yeah, so this is the app integrated inside Microsoft Teams. So I just have to like click this and then measure satisfaction and happiness. I could use the templates that I already have here. So I usually use a monthly happiness check-in and then there. So I although I already have a set of questions, I can just edit this.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes Poly gives us like recommendation for their for the monthly survey. So yeah, and then after that, I could set this up, um, and then click now. I make it public so that we can all see our answers, and then send now. And then
Cool.
all the team inside that group chat will receive the survey. So,
And then
yep,
you also have the opportunity then as a team or as one-on-ones to follow up with everyone to get a little bit
yes,
ground and really be able to dig into some of the
yes,
issues that not only helps them feel cared for and that their responses are really read
yes,
and understood, but
correct.
that we're really interested in doing something about it. It's not just to make
Yes,
us feel good.
yes, correct. Yeah. So afterwards, we do one-on-ones. Um, if you remember, there was one time, Karen, that a staff was she's really doing well, but the thing is, she wants to know if what she's doing matters. If 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 her work has impact on the goal, she wants to know. So the one-on-one after that reminded her of her value, and at the same time motivated her to really like stand out with her
Yeah,
performance. So I think it's this would not be effective without the follow-up one-on-one, Karen, I
yeah,
believe.
yeah.
So it's like a 360 degree work. So yeah.
Thank you
Cool.
for sharing us the team there.
Yeah, and
Great.
see, that's
Thank you.
cool. Well, I think we're going a little bit longer on this, but that's okay. Good stuff.